So that's just a little taste of some of the sorceries to come. I do want to then move into talking a little bit about how corruption, or so moving into the perk system, which we just mentioned, there will also be the ability to corrupt your perks in addition to that. So first we're going to kind of give a little context of the upcoming perk revamp, and then also show you an example of what corrupting those perks actually looks like. So first, we're going to show this off here. Actually, let me do a quick edit. And then, nope. And then that. Showing off the new perk system. So, as Dennis said, you're gonna not lose all your, but you're gonna have all your perks or all your attributes reset, and then you'll be greeted now with this updated perk window. Some of the names are out of date in this video at the time that it was taken. I believe Charisma is now called Leadership as of the most recent like internal build, as far as I know, and I don't know about building, but that should be anyway. Not again, still in development. So one of the main goals of the perk revamp was to.
This is actually important.
What?
It's actually important to talk about.
The leadership?
Yeah. So,
yes.
Because there's a lot of people that pointed this out, Savage is gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yes.
the new names actually bring Savage back.
Yeah.
So, Charisma is now Authority.
Authority!
So that becomes the A where Grit is now. Grit moves down. And Craftsmanship is something that starts with an E. We just changed these names a couple of days ago, so it's really hard for me to remember.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
maybe if Quaglon's watching, he can drop me the
expertise?
E.
Oh, is it expertise?
I think it is.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
so Savage is back.
So everyone that was sad to see Savage gone, Savage is back.
Okay, Savage, right? Not
Yeah.
Savages, like
Right, because we did cut Survival off the bottom.
Right.
I guess there's a ton to talk about with perks and attributes specifically. So, is there anywhere you want to start?
Gosh, I mean, I know.
Or would you like me to start?
Either way is fine. I mean, I know that with the revamp, one of the main goals was to make it more like a one-to-one sort of experience, where like each level you get one attribute point that you're gonna put in. So that makes things a lot easier in my eyes to like kind of plan your builds better, or like calculate your builds better. And in addition to that, while streamlining the process, you can see here that we're also now adding a choice of perks when you level up your attribute sufficiently. So in Strength's example here, you get, you see everything up. Okay, my hand got cut off. You see everything at the very top, and then you get the choice. And then, when you get the third perk, you get to choose that, and then the fourth one is another choice. And you can see the choosing option here. And that goes for all the attributes on the list. Is there anything else that I'm missing here?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much touched on it. The whole idea here is to really shake up what's available in terms of character customization and progression, and make it easier to plan for stuff. So that's why we went down to 60 points total, because the level cap is still 60. You get 1 point every time you level. Now it's easier to plan out how you can build stuff. Do I want to do like, max out 2 of them and then have 2 at 10 points each, or do I want to split one of those 10s into 2 5s? And we tried to make the choices at the 10 and 20 level a hard choice to make. So you're really deciding between like 2 very, impactful things whenever you get to those points. And we hope that leads to a lot of variety in builds. And, right now when you play, there's kind of like 3 builds that you might use depending on which activity you're doing. And for the most part, it's pretty fixed. So changing this and allowing more customization and a little more personalization, I think will make you feel more like you own your character, and it'll let you do more of the stuff you want to do instead of just doing what's there because there's no option. Yeah,
and like allowing for like really giving you the option to like each of those perk choices, like you said, is like very I want to say the word like specialized. So it's like they're 2 like really powerful options, but of course picking one locks you out of the other one until you respec. And so yeah, you have to like make one of those hard decisions that I like to make when I'm min-maxing my character, thinking I'm min-maxing my character, of like which direction I want to go.
Yeah.
We have some questions on like how weight or encumbrance is
So it's actually built into that expertise perk by default,
which is craftsmanship on this screen or this video, but yes.
Yeah. So, but we added minor bonuses to all of the attributes as well. So if you invest in strength, you'll also get some more encumbrance as well too, because obviously it makes sense that someone who's more strong should be able to carry more.
Right. So
encumbrance will still be on that. It'll be on that bottom attribute that you see here. We increased the amount of encumbrance that you get per point, and this actually goes towards all of the attributes. Like the amount of strength that you get at the end of spending 20 points in strength now is similar to the amount that you would have got from spending 50 points in the old system. It's just squashed down. So you gain a lot of power a lot faster. It's a little more front loaded. But in the end, you'll still reach about the same amount of power.
Okay. And then 2 other really quick questions.
Yeah.
You may touch on this, I don't know. Will armor and weapons give attribute points?
That's important. Because,
I was just looking up, like, good call.
Yeah,
thank you.
It also goes into this build system as well. So previously, whenever you put on armor, it would add attributes, and then it kind of muddied the picture of what you were really spending your personal development points in, because you might not really realize, oh, I put on this chest and it gave me strength, and I take it off and now I don't have one of the perks I had before. So we took the attribute points themselves off of weapons and armor, and we added the derived stats. So you can see in the strength preview, it says that strength adds strength weapon damage and additional carry weight. Whenever you get a piece of armor that would have had strength before, now it'll have strength weapon damage. So you get what is derived from that stat on the armor piece directly, instead of getting the attribute, which then gives you the stat. At the end of the day, you're getting the same stuff, but the picture of what your attribute points are spent doing is much more clear.
Mm-hmm.
And then are people's attributes going to be reset upon once the update's out, or I assume?
Yeah.
But okay.
When you log in, you'll get a pop-up. It'll be like the first thing you see that your attributes have been reset, and then you can just go right back into the menu and start fishing out what you want to spend them on.
Great.
Yep. Also of note, we are also going to be resetting a lot of binds, I think, with the update.
Yeah.
I believe it's important housekeeping. Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Because a lot of things have changed in terms of input and how you control the game, as far as like specifically building is one of the big ones. But along with that, we've made changes that let you kind of double bind inputs or customize your bindings a lot more. So like right now, if you don't want the crouch button to make you let go when you're climbing, you can change just the stop, like the stop climbing button and crouch and have those be separate buttons. So we decoupled everything and made a lot more customization available. But as a result, we need to set everybody back to the beginning, so there's no confusion about why is this button opening a menu and like crafting an item and making me jump all at the same time, or whatever wacky bindings might occur if we didn't reset them. Yeah.
So sorry in advance, but yeah, just know that you'll have to redo a lot of your binds. And just so you know, all this stuff, like all the opening your attributes, your inventory, all that, it's tabbed now.
Oh yeah. No more I to open the inventory. It's a little more keyboard friendly, being that I is a keyboard button. We changed it all to tab to open.
Yeah, but I mean, it's right. It's more ergonomic.
Exactly.
You don't have to reach over. Yeah, so
it's gonna take a hot second to get used to.
Yeah. Muscle memory, I know, is a very powerful thing, but yeah. So all that stuff you see at the top there will just be opened up with the tab button now.
I think the defaults too are that I think it's Shift Q and Shift E to switch between the tabs at the top.
Okay, cool.
So you don't tab through the tabs. Once you open the menu, you have other shortcuts to go through those menus.
Sweet. Thank you. And then, real quick also, we had mentioned that there will also be a way to corrupt your perks.
Oh, sorry, there's one
corruption.
thing.
Yeah.
People are really, a lot of questions about bow builds, like with accuracy, and how that is now changed.
Yeah, that's an important thing. Good question. So we took all the weapons in the game, and we put them in one of 2 categories. A weapon is now either primarily a strength weapon or an agility weapon. So if you want to be a character that is primarily, an agile, sneaky jerk who runs around and stabs things in the back, you don't even need to invest in strength anymore if you don't want to. You can just invest in agility and then spend the rest of your points in all the utility and survival-based things and the other attributes. That being said, you can invest in strength, and if you do, you'll get about an extra 10% damage on top. But the vast majority of the damage for those agile weapons will come from agility. Bows are included as agile weapons. and you will get increased damage from increasing agility. There is no more, as you can see, no more accuracy attribute. It's all rolled into agility together.
So many,
Sorry
people
for
are,
clapping.
so many people are like, I'm a sneaky jerk. I'm
Yeah,
a sneaky
me
jerk.
too. Rogue main, by the way. Sorry, guys.
I'm just a jerk. Period.
No.
I'm more of the bunga.
Yeah. And you can Unga Bunga strength out as much as you want.
Hell yeah.
And,
good.
you know, be just as strong as you were before. If you also put points into agility, just like agility gets more damage from strength, strength gets more damage from agility as well. There's about an extra 10% shave there you can get. But it comes at a cost, because if you spend those full 20 points into agility just to get a little more damage, you lose a lot of utility and vitality, grit. You know, all the other attributes have a lot to offer, you'll find.
Sweet. Alright, gonna talk now about a little bit of a corrupted perks.
Oh yeah.
So in addition to this new perk system, and tying into the like increased kind of emphasis on corruption and importance of corruption, like in like the general gameplay of Conan Exiles, once you hit a certain threshold of corruption on your character, you then gain the opportunity to then corrupt your perks. It's cut off by the logo at the very top there, but you'll see. Actually, hold on, I'm not gonna move it around. But you can see the little pop-ups here, little soul remnants. Yeah, these guys, these little soupy green bottles. Those are soul remnants, and so you can use the sacrificial altar, which you saw on our intro screen, to throw someone on there and harvest their soul.
Yeah.
And then when you take their soul, that becomes a consumable like reagent to then go ahead and corrupt your perk of choice. And I believe, at least right now in this example, each perk point or each attribute point that you want to corrupt costs 1 soul remnant. So, but as you corrupt your attribute, you'll notice that the perks will also change into special corruption only perks. And so yeah, we're just showing strength again in this example, but you'll see that the first tier of perk from strength transforms into something that scales with corrupted strength, and then the second option then turns into no evil villain in the Conan world is complete without a good old kick.
Good mule kick.
Good old mule kick. Hell yeah.
You don't keep your original perk, right? It gets overwritten by.
That's
the
right.
Correct.
You corrupt your body. You corrupt your your very self, and any attribute your character or your person would have had from being strong before, it's kind of wiped away and replaced with this little more twisted version of this.
And, and sorry.
No, please.
When it comes to dancers and entertainers, so what's the deal with that?
Like things that reduce corruption.
Yeah, so they still do what they did before. One of the caveats with corrupting yourself with the attribute system, when you do corrupt attributes, your character will start to gain uncleansable corruption. So this character in the example here, corrupting an attribute halfway would mean that 25% of their health bar is uncleansable. You can still gain more corruption beyond that point. You can still go up to 50%, but 25% of that will be removable. If you max out any one of these attributes fully corrupted, you will have a permanent 50% corruption on your character, which means you can never go above 50% health. So that's the cost. That is the cost of corruption. It comes at the cost of your health, the cost of your stamina, but it gives a extreme amount of power. This is kind of really like a glass cannon build when you max out your strength like this, because you throw all your health away, but you start to do massive damage with that first corruption perk that lets you deal more damage the more corruption you have, or the more corrupted your attribute is. And that can be cleansed with, the standard mains, any of the standard potions that'll reset your attributes. You can remove the permanent corruption and become cleansable again.
Great.
But yeah, if you want to recorrupt, your attributes, then you would have to harvest more souls to be able to corrupt your thing, go through that process. But if you don't want to live with the consequences of your decisions. Like
every time you drain a soul from a thrall, it'll give you 5 soul essence. So it takes 4 lives to corrupt your body. That's the price of maximum corruption, is 4 lives.
And then can you preview the corrupted perks, or
you can't preview them right now?
Okay.
And it's pretty much an in-theme, like an in-universe theme kind of decision, right? Like if you are dedicated to this dark magic, you kind of trust in it that it will give you the power that you're asking of. And I know that there will be a wiki page up.
Yeah, within like a minute.
Within 5 minutes of the Test Live patch that has all of them. But in terms of the experience that you get to, we want to make things feel as dark and evil and, you know, like perverse as it can.
Right,
so.
yeah, and also like capturing that element of like, you know, you're peering behind the veil or beyond the veil kind of on your own and kind of experimenting and meddling with powers that you may not necessarily fully understand. And so, you know, part of that mystique.
It's the mystery.
Yeah,
exactly.
Part of that mystique is like, oh, you don't know exactly what you're going to get when you corrupt your body initially. And that kind of philosophy sort of extends to the very act of casting sorceries when you invoke those words of power, is that you kind of have to see like what, like there's a description of like what's going on, but like it's not like there's not like an explicit like chain of things that you just select. Like you kind of like as your repertoire expands and you collect more options for your sorcery, I'll say, then you're kind of encouraged to like, oh, like I just got this new page, like time to test it out and see what the hell does this do, and like kind of start to see what happens, and then hopefully not like, I don't know, have it backfire on you. I mean, probably won't happen, but that's
no
the
magic
idea.
will backfire on you. Well, directly.
Yes, for now.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great mod though. Cool. Okay. That covers a lot of that. So that is the attribute system. Next, we want to talk a little bit about the building system.
And we know you guys
Yeah.
have a ton of questions.